This episode of Wild Florida was brought to you by all the contributors of the Wild Florida Kickstarter. Stick around to the end for a special shout out to all my amazing backers. Today we check out some invasive reptiles, and Zach takes part in the old Florida tradition of lizard earrings. Welcome to my backyard. It's right off a major highway in Central Florida. Despite the proximity to humans, my backyard is teeming with life. Bees, ants, birds, and a very common lizard, the brown anole. These small cousins of the iguana can be found just about everywhere in Florida. Brown anoles are normally found in Cuba and the Bahamas, but in the last several decades, they have invaded multiple areas of North America, making this lizard a non-native invasive species, which is bad news for the green anole that already calls North America home. Brown anoles breed really fast. A female can lay 1 to 2 eggs every 2 weeks. Once the eggs are laid, they are on their own and hatch after 7 weeks, and those cute little baby anoles can live up to 5 years. They have a lot of cool behaviors that they use to communicate with one another. No, these brown anoles aren't listening to a song with a rockin' beat. They actually do this to signal to another anole as part of their mating ritual. A more advanced form of head bobbing, the male anole may start doing push-ups as a show of strength to try to impress the ladies. Who knew we could have so much in common with lizards? Anoles also have a stretchy piece of skin on their neck called a dewlap. They use their dewlaps for both showing off to each other and warning other lizards near their territory. Brown anoles eat a variety of things that can be found on the ground. Ants, moths, a few species of worm, and unfortunately, our native green anoles. Because these lizards are typically found on the ground or in bushes, there's lots of cover for them to hide in. They don't really have any predators in Florida. Birds and feral cats will occasionally eat them, but not enough to control their population, which means that these lizards are everywhere. Brown anoles also have a very special defense in case they get caught by a predator. Their tail can detach and wiggle around on its own as if it was a worm. This works out in everyone's favor. The lizard gets away, and the predator still gets a snack. The brown anole is much larger than their native cousin, the green anole. Here's the two side by side. You can see the male brown anole is a lot bigger than the adult green anole. You may also notice that the green anole is changing color slightly to brown. That's because their skin have specialized pigment cells in them called chromatophores, which allow them to change color, just like a chameleon. If you live in Florida, you can find both of these lizard species in your backyard too. They are very easy to catch and won't hurt you, even if they do bite, and they might poop and pee on you. Just remember to be very gentle with them, as they are tiny animals, and we always let wild animals go. Growing up in Central Florida, we had a really weird tradition that we did with these lizards, is we would catch them and wear them as earrings. That was an old thing that we used to do growing up on the playground. So just to demonstrate for you now, we'll see if we can get this guy. He's already interested in biting my finger. We'll see if we can get him to bite my ear after he lets go. Now, you'll notice his tail is partially missing. He decided to drop it when I caught him. And this lizard, we'll see if we can get him just to open up his mouth. And we'll go. And that's it. That's our lizard earring tradition that we have here in Florida. So, I'm Zach Attack. This is the Brown Anole. And thanks for checking out what makes Florida so wild. Before I leave you for next week, I wanted to take a moment to recognize the backers from the Kickstarter, because without their support, Wild Florida wouldn't be possible. So in no particular order, I wanted to say thank you to the following people: Nick W., Jose F., Matt F., Richard S., Jose Q., Culprit N., Nicole A., Brett D., Jeannie C, Olivia H, Brianna R, Kevin C, Kat F, Gundy, Diana N, Hunter H, Wheezy P, Emmy M, Hannah P.E., Sergey K, Dak C, Mitch T, Kimberly F, Brian and Ashton A, Grant L, Pat and Elgin C, John S, Aaron and Alyssa M, Brett B, Gabe and Michelle J, Violetta M, Dorothy C, David G, and Paul W. With my incredible backers, they represent people across 4 different countries and 3 continents. Your contributions have made this whole operation possible, and thank you for believing in me and supporting me in showing the whole world what makes Florida so wild. Thank you.